we're going to speak today, Kistos PLC, is not only a British company, well, it's part of that as well. It's not only a British company. It's it trades on the London stock market, on the AIM market, and well, being one of the how will you call it, Mr. Cypress? How will you call this company?
Well, Kistos is one of the flagship stocks in our portfolio.
It's
And
one of our
and in the end, it's more than a stock. It's like a way of life.
A way of life.
A way of life.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
about this. We'll speak
like
about
Joaquin
this.
Sabina, right? A way of life.
A way of life. We'll speak about what this means later. But what we wanted to do with this video is that although we are focused on the Spanish-speaking world, this is a British company. We think it's a good idea. And being one of our flagships, we wanted to bring this thesis, this investment idea to also the English-speaking world, and not only the English-speaking world, but anyone who speaks English.
And to be fair, we have a very good relationship with a lot of people, a lot of British that are invested in this company. So yeah, I think it's the least thing that we can do, So yeah, this is for them, for the world.
Important community in Telegram, for example.
So I am Wen.
Important community in Telegram and also in Twitter.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the Spanish-speaking FinTweet is into this company at least. Those who speak Spanish are. Well, my name is Wen. I'm here with Capi and Cypress, and we are probably, we spoke with them, right? And we're probably some of the people that know this company better, probably in all of Europe and maybe part of the world. So we hope we can give you like a couple of snippets of information too, so you can get your own idea about this company. So Capi, I know you have a PowerPoint, a powerful slide.
I do.
Presentation.
Yep.
And you're going to show us and explain this to us. So I'm going to get your screen.
Perfect. Yeah.
On.
And in Momentum, we are famous because everything takes hours. So today is not the day for that because it's late here and, I have the baby sleeping and then I need to sleep myself. So we will try to do it smooth and easy and quick. We will see how it goes. Probably we won't do it, but at least we are trying. So first of all, the disclaimer, the content of this presentation shouldn't be taken as investment advice. All the Momentum financial content should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial assets. So basically, anything that you do in terms of buying or selling anything is at your own responsibility, and please do your own research. And with that, yep.
Too long didn't read, do your own due diligence, please.
Exactly. So this warning is important because basically we have, everything was based on some of the information that we had from the assets in Netherlands, but then something changed in January. We had some bad news for some of the assets there, but it will be something that we will discuss later. So anything related with the modeling that we had changed a lot. But just going to Kistos. Kistos is a Greek word used for some flowering plants from the rock rose family. Why this is important? Well, what this is telling us is that Kistos is basically chapter 2 on the Andrew Austin, saga, if we can call it that way. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So we started with rock rose, and then when that one was
chapter 2 or 3 or 4, Austin have been working in the oil sector and gas sector for many years and have started many projects. All of them closed with a very good ending for all the partners.
But this is the second company that is publicly listed, right?
Probably, maybe publicly listed, maybe, but he had made things before, and he has sold the company and made very good business.
Well, we're going to speak about Andrew a lot, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, Rock Rose, another company bought Rock Rose, and it was crazy because he took the money, and I think it was less than 2 months after that he started with Kistos. So he IPO'd Kistos, as we can call it, a pseudo SPAC, in the sense that when Kistos was made public, there were no assets. Basically, he was asking money to the people, saying like, I will buy some assets in the North Sea, but there were no assets at that point. and that can sound a bit crazy, but well, it's what an SPAC is doing all the time. And here you had, a guy like Andrew Austin that definitely you can trust. And I can tell you that the first time that I bought Kistos, it was at 120p, and it was,
And no assets, no deal on
no
site.
assets. So yeah, but the goal of the company was clear. They wanted to buy natural gas fields in the North Sea.
The first time we have bought Kistos stocks, we have paid 20% prime to it
To the gas.
Like a markup of 20%.
No, like 20%. I mean, like the first price it was 100, like £1, and we paid like 20% more. On that time, there was already that premium that now you think about it and it was nothing. But,
It's nothing, yeah, compared to today prices and the prospects of the company.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the investment idea is that Kistos is a truly, I say medium, but in reality is long-term investment idea with the aim of getting a high return on the share price, but also probably that will come with attractive dividends or with share buybacks. The important thing here is that we have top class assets. The assets that we have right now nowadays are very good, and we have the best management with Andrew Austin. That the guy is bulletproof, we can call it that way, in terms of creating value for the shareholders. And
top class management, like
yeah.
first of the line.
And the key part here is the TTF, that is basically the European gas prices. So if the gas price is going to remain high, let's say for 2022 and 2023, I mean, this is going to be big, even at current prices. So current price is 450, and as we said, we started at 120, and honestly, I don't care. I mean, it's not only that I'm not selling, but yesterday I bought more. So that gives you an idea that how scared in a way I am thinking about. I have 3 baggers or so. I don't care, honestly. I mean,
I think what people are saying, like the listeners that we speak with on our Discord server, they are saying that I'll sell when he sells.
Yeah.
When Andrew sells, maybe it's a good time to sell.
Exactly.
I'm close to the 3 bagger since my first time buying, and well, I care because I'm happy. I'm very happy and thankful to Austin and Kistos.
And I must say that is like almost, well, or even without almost, like 50% of all my portfolio, is on Kistos, and which is really funny because then the other 50% is like 14, 15, or 16 other shares, and then I have one with 50%. But yeah, that shows you the confidence that I have. So just 3 key ideas. First, as I said, we need to monitor the gas prices here in Europe. We will speak a bit more later about it. Clearly, buy and hold. You are not buying here to do 20% or to be here for 3 months. Just buy as much as you can and just keep it there for your kids or for yourself in some years or whatever. And finally, let a phenomenon work its magic. We call him a phenomenon because if people remember about Ronaldo Nazario, I mean, he's just that. He's just the top class guy here, and we just need to let him work his magic. And here is the man. I mean,
there's a man, the phenomenon.
Andrew Philip Austin of Phenomenon.
I love how he has the last button of his shirt open.
Yeah, it's very, very Latin. I think it's a message
like a
for
Latin
us.
lover.
It's a true Latin lover there. So
he probably on karaoke he goes for Ricky Martin songs. Yeah,
something like that.
He has that smile, that damn smile.
Yeah, for sure not Cheyenne, because Cheyenne is another one in the momentum world. So I don't want people to be mistaken about it.
Confused.
I don't know how famous Cheyenne is in the English-speaking world, actually.
I know. Well, we will make him famous. Yeah.
We can make him famous.
Here is what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah, exactly. The CV from Andrew, as you can see, he started in the city in different banks, investment banks, and always with a focus on gas and oil. And then the big things for me are with Brock Rose. I think is where he became not only famous but also filthy rich. So, and then after that is when he started Kistos. and
It's
we are
filthy
lucky.
rich or dirty wealthy. That is the other way you can call it.
Yeah, I mean, he can choose. I mean, he serves to choose the way that he wants to be
He can
called
pick if he
about
wants.
how rich he is. So yeah, congratulations to him. Honestly, I mean, hopefully somebody is sending him this, and we are very happy shareholders, and hopefully we can
Yeah.
continue together. So this is what he said. We are not here to sell Kistos. We are running the business to generate the best cash returns for shareholders. And that's a very clear message. So then we will see how many shares he has. I think it's in 1 or 2 slides more. But here we have the rest of the team. Like the
Yeah.
gang is together. All the people from Rock Rose now is also on board on Kistos. It took some time, but you can see Richard Benmore. We call him El Brujo in Spanish, the magician. I think, we can call it that
The
way.
wiser, no?
Yeah,
The wiser or the
wizard,
magician?
wizard, no,
Wizard.
wizard, yeah,
Wizard. Sorry.
wizard. Yeah.
Sorry.
And so he's the guy with the geologist and the guy that knows everything about that huge experience in the North Sea. So he's the guy that will help with the new deals, just finding the right
Capi,
assets. Yep.
don't you think that when we talk about Kistos, the team is something much more important than other cases or other companies? I think that is one of the keys of the investment here. The
Well,
team,
we
the
are
team
speaking about the
that,
team right now.
yeah,
It's as
yeah, yeah.
important as that,
But I think that it's important to
The team is
here
absolutely key, and
is
there
key.
was a lot of how we can call it. I'm trying to be polite here. Not something very common on me, I know. But yeah, I mean, like there was a lot of chatting around some incentives that they put in place. But what people need to understand is that you need to take these guys from Rock Rose, and probably the salaries were better there. So yeah, it's good that you are Andrew Austin, but these people, they want money, as everybody. So if you
Yeah.
are taking them to Kistos, maybe you cannot put a base salary that is really high. You need to give them another thing. So basically what he did is, don't worry, we will give you shares, as part of this incentive plan. And then based on that, if you really believe in the company, and I think that they do, because this is why they are moving, from Rock Rose massively to Kistos, then you will get rich, in the same way I am. So that's something very, very key.
And the
Also,
brotherhood.
if you pay peanuts, you're going to get monkeys. They are the best. They have shown that they are the best, and Andrew wants the best in his team, and that's what they're getting.
Exactly.
And something here where we can see the shareholder composition. Andrew is now with 17%, probably slightly more, because he was buying the dip like crazy, at 330. That was really crazy. I mean, like really well paid. It was literally the dip, after he bought at 330, the share started to go up to the 450 that we are now. Then also Richard has around 1 point something percent, and what you can see there is the momentum gang that probably, and I'm speaking seriously, we must be almost in at least 2%, I would say.
1 or 2%.
Yeah, maybe
more than
more,
1%. I would say that easy we can be on 2%. So it's something to consider.
A lot of people is full of pears.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
We'll explain this later.
Yeah. Let's go quickly, but I'm gonna do it really quickly with Rock Rose. What was the success? So basically, they started with almost nothing at 50p, which meant on that time that it was 4.4 million of capital. And what they did is that they were buying usually oil assets in the North Sea that they were close to be, finalized. I can't remember the technical word, sorry, in English.
Well,
but
the terminal phase, let's say.
Yeah. And then what they said is like, okay, you buy that very, very cheap, because like the majors are not interested on those assets, and you are the one that is going to...
let's be honest, because they were junk.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of costs that you need to spend at the end, on those oil rigs, etc. So they were buying that. Based on that, they were making such good acquisitions that like the more they had, the better. So it was one after another, and you can say what the surprise did. I mean, like in less than 4 years with COVID in the middle, they went from 50p to 1,850.
That is 42 times increase.
The 42 times is including the dividends, so it's actually more than that. I mean, like if you add the dividends, it's more than the price that they sold. So, but it just gives you an idea. As I said, it's not the kind of place where you are to make a 10%, 20%, 30%. You know, I mean, if you have the conviction, it's just one of those shares where you need to just say, okay. In others, you can kind of trade, but here you just need to just stay. And when somebody's buying us, when Andrew
Here
is
you want
selling,
to
you will
buy the
sell.
stock, put it in a dungeon, and throw the key away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here, yeah, like the play, it was very similar. So the management was really aligned to the shareholders, more than 30% of the shares. They were returning cash to the shareholders. They made a tender offer, you know, because they knew that they were really cheap. So that is something that is very positive for us, for Kistos, you know, because if, you know, in a year or so, we are, let's say, making a free cash flow of 400 million and we are maybe valued at, let's say, 600 million, you have no doubt that the guy will start buying its own shares. You know,
Austin,
it's gonna always do the thing that is better for the shareholders in terms of shareholder return.
Mostly because
Austin
he is a big shareholder himself.
Yeah, but he's amazing with the capital allocation.
Exactly. Yeah, and we have one slide on that. And yeah, and as I said, on summer 2020, in the middle of COVID, they saw rock rose for, I think it was 18.4 or 18.5 pounds a share. You know, so it started with 0.5 pounds and sold that in 4 years in 18.5. So it's just crazy. Yeah,
4 years
with COVID in the middle, where oil went negative.
Like the wonderful thing about this is that he was not buying like the best of the best of the sectors. He was buying the junk.
Yep.
Like the assets nobody else wanted.
The junk. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then now what he did with Kistos is that he wants to focus on energy transition. Basically what he felt is that purely being a pure oil player, it's going to mean that the market is not going to value your company. But if you are part of that energy transition, or at least the market thinks that you're part of that energy transition, like, for example, gas, that is something that we really need. Well, now even more, you know, with all the drama with Russia, etc. But basically, he wanted to be part of that energy transition. So now here is where the guy starts with robaperismo, you know. So everything starts here, you know. That is basically the art of stealing pearls. So that's what the guy is doing.
In Spain, pearl thief will be someone that is like a sly negotiator, someone that will always get something extra on a deal. Like you are negotiating with him, and when you shake his hand to say that's a deal, suddenly you realize that he almost stole everything from you. So nothing illegal, nothing bad, but it's like such a shrewd negotiator that's going to get the best deals in the market.
No, the contrary is really good. I mean, the kind of guy that you want in your team, right?
Like, you want him in your team. Maybe not not at the other side of a negotiating table.
Exactly.
That's exactly. True. I mean, so the guy is telling you it's not only that I'm gonna be part of the transition with gas, but we are gonna do eco gas. You know, so the eco gas means is green gas, as green as it can be. Basically, you know, that is basically with all the emissions on the CO2 and all that kind of stuff, you know, scope 1, scope 2 mainly, scope 3, you know, but mainly 1 and 2. Basically what he's saying is that he can be net zero on those assets that they have in Netherlands. And he had some conversations before all the gas prices in Europe started to go up like crazy. But before that, he had some conversations with some utilities that they were willing to pay an extra money, you know, just to get that eco gas, you know, because for them it's something very beneficial, you know, like you are at home and they can tell you want the normal gas or you want the eco gas from Andrew, you know, and you pay more because people is like that. So that stopped because the price of the gas started to go crazy. So as you can imagine, the utilities had more important things to do, like trying to survive basically and don't go bankrupt. But that is something that is there. It's possible that he will try to do the same thing with the oil and have eco oil. I think it's possible. We will see. I mean, with this
The
guy,
answer is yeah.
yeah. And here is some information. I'm not gonna go into detail, but like this is very interesting. Like, oh, this one is gonna be crazy. But anyway, here like that. So one of the things that he did at the beginning, again, when the prices were kind of normal, is that he wanted to buy some wind park, like exactly the one that you can see on the screen. So it's telling you a lot that basically he wanted to have the carbon footprint almost to zero, and that can tell you that he was serious about it. The thing is, like, now we are at a very different point, where he's printing money like crazy. He
At this
made an
time-
amazing deal with Total. So yeah,
he almost buy this windmill park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
sure
mean,
that
yeah.
now they are focused in buying assets that are producing for today.
Yeah.
Because of the crazy price of the gas.
Yeah, and what we have here is the assets that we have, the Q10A that we have in Netherlands. So this is kind of a state of the art, we can call it, even, like with all the solar stuff that you can see there, even like wind turbines that you can see there. So the carbon footprint is almost zero, and that is something very, very rare. Like, definitely
It's
in
also
yeah.
unmanned, right? Everything is automated
Exactly,
and
yeah.
robotic.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's automatic.
So it's just amazing, and that means that the OPEX is so low. It's like
And you can do
$5
that
per
because
barrel.
the field is close to the coast.
Exactly,
Yes,
and we will see it later. That
you
we will
can
go
go
in
deep,
detail through. Yeah. So assets, we can see here another picture. It's just beautiful, right? Like the Q10A.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's beautiful. I mean, we are making
You
a ton
can.
of money from there,
It,
so
it could,
I just
it
love
could
it.
be it could be a good place to make a barbecue.
Yeah, or a party. I was just thinking about a party, but
A party.
anyway,
To
yeah,
be fair, you're always
with
thinking about parties.
with a
yeah,
Montillado or what?
yeah. We need to have some sherry wine there, and I mean, without sherry wine, there is no proper party. So the assets that we have here. So the first thing that we need to be clear is that the assets were in Netherlands. We bought them to Tulip Oil. You can see that the working interest that we have is 60% for all of them. The reason for that is that the Dutch government, in all the different assets that there are in their country, oil and gas assets, they remain 40% stake on those. So 40% is for the government and 60% is for us. You can see that there are a lot of assets there. The key ones are the Q10A, the Q11, and also the M are the main ones, and we will go into more detail. In terms of the financial details on the acquisition, you can see there that happened on 12th of March of 2021, so 1 year from today. It's kind of crazy, right? Like 1 year where we were saying, well, the gas is kind of healthy at 20, and now people is complaining, oh, we are down to 120. This is terrible. What are we gonna do? But well, anyway, I mean, Team Viuditas is just what you expect. Yeah,
Widows. Team Widows.
Yeah. Anyway, so we acquired those assets that we just said, and then in terms of payment, we paid 60 million in cash. We put one bond that it was 60 million to finance this. Then also there was another bond of 87 million that we took. That bond was already there. We made a capital raise of 15.5 million shares because of course on that time our capital was I think it was around 30 or 40 million. Definitely it wasn't enough, and on those kind of transactions what you want is to leverage, as you can imagine, so you can buy as much as you can. And then there was another part that it was up to 163 million that they were conditional on the success of different goals of the production project. So if things are going really, really well, it means that we will pay more money to them, to the Tulip company. If things are not that way, then we won't pay that kind of money. So the assets. we can see there the assets, as you can see, are in front of the Amsterdam coast, so very very close. You can see here, like that is the port of Amsterdam, and it's really close to the
20 kilometers.
yeah,
right
it's
there,
only
yeah.
20k. I mean, I think that you can be on the coast even that you can see it, you know. I mean, maybe if you are really tall, like 1 kilometer, something like that, you know. But yeah, the key one is the Q10A, and
Mhm.
then you have another ones around like the Q10B, the Q11B, etc. You know, and so at that point, in terms of taking out and exporting the gas that we are doing that through the P15D. That is not from us, so we need to pay some money to take it through that. And the thing is, like, there are another fields around that they are also using the P15D. So one of the things that it was considered, it was to create our own export route, you know, so create our own pipeline there going to the coast. But that depending on some assets going well, and that didn't happen. So I don't expect that that thing that you can see there on the screen, the Ikmuiden export route, I don't think that's going to happen.
Because we are not only speaking about what the future of the company holds, we are explaining to us what has been the history of the company for the last, what, year and a half it's been
Yeah,
publicly listed since the IPO?
exactly. And I don't know, Cypress, if you want to just explain here a bit about the assets in more detail. You want me to go through that? It's up to you.
Oh, well, the assets here, um, the most important is Q10A, and the failure was Q11B, and because of that failure, uh,
We speak about the
it,
failure that happened in January, like Capi
see,
mentioned that there was
because
bad
of this
things.
failure, the spending too much money doing the connection directly to the coast, we think that won't happen. Maybe,
It's not worth it
maybe
anymore. And even Andrew in one of the communications said that are not looking into it right now because they have more pressing matters to do with their money.
now Andrew is searching searching something that is producing today, and that's all. And
That's
he's
very
doing right,
smart. That's very
and he's
smart
doing the
because I
right
mean,
thing.
yeah, basically the way I see it is that if you have a low price environment for gas and oil, I mean, you are not in a rush, right? Like if the gas is at, let's say, 15 today, maybe it makes sense to buy something very very cheap if you have the patience just to wait and take that gas out, you know, in 2 years, or the oil in 2 or 3 years, or whatever. We are, you know, on the other side around completely. We are at a point where gas is, I mean, gas price is just simply crazy, you
Through
know,
the
like
roof, yeah.
sorry, but the
Yeah,
market
yeah, yeah.
is just broken in Europe, you know. So he was very smart saying, like, what we need is to produce today, because the money, I mean, you're making the money today, you know, maybe in 2 years you're making the same money, but maybe no. The reality is that
The-
these prices are once in a lifetime, I would say, you know, because in fact it has been that way, you know. I mean, we never had this kind of prices before,
but the,
so this is why, for example, he focused on acquisitions as compared to other things.
because the chains have been brutal, because when we start looking on Kistos and the project and everything, we know, okay, the money here is in the oil. The big money is in the oil, but today the prices of the gas have changed everything. And
No, but
okay,
also we were thinking the oil is where the money is, but gas will pay for the price of developing those oil fields.
exactly. But
Now
now we are we are winning too much money with the gas, that okay, the oil can wait.
you can wait, yeah.
The
Yeah,
oil can
And
wait.
there is a lot of oil in there.
we
And
have a
there
lot
is
of oil,
a
yes.
lot of oil.
And yeah, you can see here the details on the Q10A. So basically the Q10A is the field and the rig that we are currently, you know, is currently producing, you know. So it's the important one because it was the first one that we had there making money for us, you know. So it was our cash cow, and
Yeah.
you can see that now this year it's been important, but it will kind of go down. So even more because of this, there was a huge execution risk here, because when you only have one field, if the field is broken, then you are not making any money. No, if
Yeah.
you have, let's say, 10 fields, the problem is like maybe 10, 15, 20%, depending on how big it is.
But one thing important here is that
Yeah.
the cash flow that was predicted for all the year is close to the cash flow they are making in 1 month today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that it's an important thing to say, to be said.
Yeah, and then one important thing also to consider is that there is supposed to be, I think it's kind of sure, I would say, but I mean, I'm not an expert on that field, but it seems like there is a ton of oil also, on top of the gas. A ton is a ton of oil, so it's something also to consider, but that takes time to take it out, so it will be at least 2023 if I'm not wrong.
2023, and in the second half, I think, second half of 2023.
Well, there's no rush. We have gas to keep us entertained until then.
Yeah. There's no problem.
Okay,
And for example,
here is the big thing.
the oil prediction was made with prices about 45 $45 a barrel or euro. I if you go back to the previous slide, I
Yep.
don't know if
Yep.
it was in dollar or euros per barrel. Well, now we are in close to
Over 100.
90. No, because 100 is in dollar.
Well, 100 is in dollar, true.
Yeah, but
But
it's true
is
also that the one in Europe, I think, is a bit more expensive than the brand, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. What 100? We are close to
Yeah.
100. Okay.
Yeah. So here is the problem, right? Let me go here first. Q11B, it was expected to be the next one producing after Q10A, and it was very, very promising. We expected that we had a lot of gas here, so it was looking really, really great. But this is what happened,
The failure.
Yeah, there was a huge failure, so they were checking there and they found water around. Very disappointing. Everything was kind of crap, so in terms of
That's
the
the
reserves.
risk. That's the
Yeah.
risk in drilling and exploration. You can always get a
Exactly.
dude like this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so very, very bad news. The kind of gas that we can take out from there is not what we expected, and in fact, we need to spend kind of huge capex there, and that is on hold, because of course it's not what we expected.
It was
basically.
because of that failure that the stock has fall for 440 to
300
350.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
because
And what were
mostly
the
it was
insiders
because-
doing when this drop happened?
Yeah, and it was a kind of a stupid because the important part there, and you can see there, the two paragraphs from Andrew, that he's just such a smart guy, that it was,
Yeah.
I'm sure, waiting, to get the deal from Total to just give you the good and the bad news together, But the reality is that, yeah, those assets were supposed to be really good. It was really disappointing, definitely bad news, no doubt about it. But the reality is that what we bought to Total, oh my God.
Yeah, what
Just crazy.
what
Just
a
crazy.
deal.
I mean,
What
he
a
did it
deal.
again. I mean, yeah, this is why he's in our team, and this is why the guy is a phenomenon, because he just did it again. I mean, it was simply
What I'm surprised is that people
magic.
don't already know him. So he was literally stealing deals for 4 years in Rock Rose. He has done 2 massive steals with this company, and people still sit down with him to talk.
No. This is not accurate because Tulip had made a good deal. Tulip was going to bankrupt without
Tulip was
Andrew's and
happy with the
Kistos.
deal at the time. Yeah.
Tulip
I think the
have
deal
a
for
problem,
Tulip was
and Tulip,
good. Yeah.
yeah, was good for the both parts. Tulip have today at a 10% of Kistos stocks, and they have 3 baggers since since they acquired the stocks. So they are making money. The thing,
Yeah, and they will make
the thing
more,
that
because they have this conditional kind of money that they can
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
make. So it was
Andrew
good.
Austin is great making complex deals that bring Kistos, their own company, advantage, of course. But the
But
other part
also, like the other part is gonna be happy, of
is
course.
not. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That is why he can make deals with everyone.
Also, he has very good relationship with everyone because of this. All the major companies know him.
Exactly, exactly,
Well, know him.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, so then finally the Q10B, yeah, is a small one, but it's very cost effective. Yeah, well, it's an asset there, with some gas. It's good. This one, it's very interesting. The M's, M10A and M11. So those gas discoveries looks very very promising. But what is the problem here? Is that they are close to what they call there the Natura 2000 protected area. So it's kind of protected because it seems like it's in terms of maritime life, natural life there is very important. So it is at the border of that. The
Yeah,
problem is that if you want to drill there and you want to do your stuff there, you need to be
Extra
usually
careful.
yeah.
extra careful because you would be on that area. If you do
In
it
in
from outside the area, it's gonna be very very difficult.
in
So
normal times,
yeah,
we count this as zero because it's
yes,
close to
exactly.
impossible. But
Big bad here.
big but when Europe is facing the reality that maybe in weeks we can see Germany with electricity
Blackouts, yeah.
blackouts, maybe the pair thief can can do a can make a deal with governments and government the Netherlands government and find a way to extract these gas because it's important. Europe need
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
Europe need it now.
basically we are at a point where they cannot just rely on the environment, because they need all the gas they can take, from the fields that they have. So this can be really good news in the coming months, I would say. Because I mean, if the Dutch government is kind of smart, they just need to say yes to this because they need all the gas that they can get because they are suffering a lot at this point with the crazy prices that they have for the Dutch gas. And the reason for that is that there is not enough Dutch gas, as you can imagine. So this is at this point this is not zero, and we will see if this is
We can say
itself
that
big
this
part
is
of the deal, of
a
the
wild
money that they
card.
paid.
Is
It's kind of
is
a wild
correct?
card, yeah.
Is correct to say in English? This is a wild card.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
say that.
like a surprise that can happen anytime, yeah.
So this is the work that they were supposed to do, but to be honest, this is worth nothing at this point, because Q11B wasn't what we expected. Now we have the total assets, so and I think that just a phenomenon knows what he's doing, and at this point he's not sharing with us, which is great. I mean, full confidence on whatever he's doing, and
It's
when
not the first
he
time. Well, you just spoke how he waited until he had good news to communicate
yeah.
about bad news. So maybe he's doing plenty of things, but he's just keeping them in his pocket until he needs
Yeah.
Yeah.
the good news
The
to communicate with people.
Yeah, exactly. The communication with the market is awesome,
Top notch, yeah.
top. The
Yeah,
thing
and
important,
yeah, go on.
the important thing here, Capi, is the oil is projected to start producing at the end of 2020.
2023, right?
What we said before.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, for me, the important thing is Andrew, and I don't care about the rest, And I have been saying this for a year, and then hopefully people is getting that now, So, but well, anyway, this don't
Ah.
care. Next, possible deals.
The old plan, yeah.
Yeah, this is the important thing, because the guy is a deal maker, and
How
that's
many
his
deals did
DNA.
he do in 4 years in Rock Rose? Do you know?
7, 8, something like
7
that.
or 8.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Two, close to 2 deals per year.
Yeah.
Close to.
Yeah.
Well, when we make this map, we only had the Netherlands asset. Now
Yeah.
we have the North Sea asset in Norway, and we know that Kistos
In
is
UK,
Norway,
in UK.
working.
Scotland. It's in Scotland,
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Scotland, and we know that Kistos now it's working in the Norway asset. Andrew said it, right?
It's looking at Norway assets to maybe make a deal.
He's
Yeah, I
looking at
mean, it's
Norway.
really clear that he's looking for gas, and he's really clear that he's looking in the North Sea. And one
Yeah.
thing that he just said is that Norway is a market that he really likes, and I think it makes sense if you think about it, because we are at a point, and here they have been very, very smart. I don't know if in purpose or it just happened, but we are at a point where one of the biggest risks that we have is a political one, so ensuring that you have assets in different
cleanest.
countries, it means that the risk is
Yeah.
less, so now at this point, if something bad is happening, because the Dutch government is going crazy, at least you know that you have something in UK, just to give you an example. And if you go farther and you buy something in Norway, it's gonna be even better. So I think he's looking to buy something in Norway, but at the same time, I'm also telling you that if he finds something good in UK or in Netherlands or wherever, he's gonna buy that. So for him, the key part is that it's kind of ESG friendly in terms of low emissions for scopes 1 and 2, and he's looking for that kind of assets. That at the end, it's also telling you that the quality of the assets is good. So yeah, that's the target. He's a deal maker. I'm pretty sure that in 3-4 months at most we will have another deal, like the third one.
And the thing is that we can say that the situation in Ukraine will make the UK government more friendly to the gas and oil industry.
Hopefully, we can only hope.
Yes. So let's go to the bonds that we have, because it's very important. So we have two different bonds here. One that we just needed to do when we bought the assets from Tulip, and another one that we inherited from them. So both bonds are senior secured, and there are guarantees for payment, etc. And they had different covenants. Sorry, one of them, it was related with Q11B. That needed to be kind of working before, for example, paying any kind of dividend, which now I think is really, really tricky, because as Q11B is dead, I don't know where we are in terms of that. But just an important thing here that I want to highlight is that they have been repurchasing in the market, in the open market, those bonds. I think at least one of them. So that is something very interesting, that they are at a point where they have such amount of cash that, for them it was even useful to do that. But that covenant thing, I don't think that is that important, because you can always, end with an agreement with the bondholders, and they can allow you to pay dividends or whatever. At the end, I think even if we could, nobody was expecting to have any dividends in 2022.
No.
Because we are making a ton of money that we will use to reinvest in the business and to buy even more assets. That's the idea. So it's possible. Yeah.
Those bonds are gold in the are gold. The bondholders won't sell them for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They are gold today.
Yeah, because the interest is really good. It's in euros,
It's amazing.
and like the company is just printing. I mean, it's printing more money than the Fed at this point. So
fully secure.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, but the bonds are there, and I don't expect any dividends 2022. I think they are possible or likely in 2023. We will see. What else we have here? This is the important part, like what is happening with the gas prices, because we have spoken here a lot about Andrew and about the way that he's making deals, etc. And I have been very clear for the whole year. I am here because of him. I mean, I never cared that much about the assets. I never cared that much about many things, but I was here because of him. But at the same time, it's true that we are in a once a lifetime gas prices for Europe. It's like the kind of perfect storm, which is kind of, well, actually, I mean, most Europe is today, at recession, and the reason for that is because of the gas price, and the oil price. So it's something that serious that is fucking the whole economy, basically all around Europe. So
Yeah.
in a way, we are lucky enough that our assets are gas. We are selling that at crazy prices, and we are fully invested in this company. And I changed that at the hedge at 25, and I call that big mistake
The
in capital
Heathful, the
letters.
Heathful head, the
Yeah,
Heathful
exactly.
hedge of
Big
25.
mistake.
The Heathful hedge
So
is dead. It's finally dead.
yeah, so
It was a good
basically,
idea at the time. It's okay.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
it was
was,
a good idea, but
well,
I'm sure that Andrew haven't sleep well
He
on
hated
feeling
the
that.
idea of having it after that. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
for
Well, the
sure.
thing is,
It's
like,
the
what
Heathful hedge.
let me explain. Like the reason why he did it, and the way that he speaks about it, it makes a lot of sense. He always says that when they have some capex arranged for a year, they always want to secure the cash flow, just to pay that capex. So like the companies that they need to pay the capex to are kind of okay, knowing that those cash flows are secure, and they will get the money. So that makes a lot of sense, and that's what they did. On that time, I think it was around 25% of the production on the Netherlands, on the Dutch field, and they did it at 25 on that time. It was a really good price. We were coming from 14, 13,
14.
17,
Yeah.
20, so it was a good price. The problem is that
Even
after that,
9. I think that even
yeah,
in the worst part of
yeah, it
2020,
was 9, yeah.
9.
And so basically then the price went crazy, and of course 25 looked like nothing, and in the last 3-4 months it has been kind of painful, knowing that we could be doing 4, 5, 6, 7 times more money, on that.
But not anymore.
Yeah,
It's
but the
over.
good thing is that the hedge is over from 31st March. So now we are, like, surfing like crazy,
Surfing the
We are
wave.
yeah,
surfing.
we are just surfing the big wave on the gas, and we are probably doing, and this is
No,
cash flow, okay? So it's
but
not even because here you need to pay a lot of taxes. That's something to know. So
at,
it's not that we are doing 1.5 million before paying taxes. We have the calculations that probably we are doing 1.5 million a day after the huge
after
So-
taxes that we need to pay.
Remind the audience how much is the market cap of this company?
I think now it's around 380 million, something like that.
So
Mhm.
just so things are clear,
Yeah,
they're making 1.5 million a day after taxes,
yeah, cash flow. Yeah.
and the market cap is a little bit over 300 million.
It is probably, yeah. Let's say that is now 400. I think it's a bit less, but let's say
Let's-
400. They are doing a year, what, like 500 million.
So let's
like,
make a dramatic pause, a dramatic silence here, and
Yeah.
let that sink in.
dramatic silence.
Let that sink in for a second. 500 million a year, company that is market cap is 400. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous, but okay. That won't last forever.
No, well, of course not.
Oh, maybe the price lasts, but Europe won't. So
yeah, I mean, we are
Well,
making
how
a
long
ton
have
of,
we been with these kind of prices?
close to 1 year
yeah, slightly less than a year.
since
We're still here, right?
October 2021.
But the thing, and that's the problem. What the market is telling you is we are not paying more for Kistos, because what we think is that a TTF above 100 euros is not sustainable. So basically, the market is telling you we will see the 15, 10, 20 again. That's what the market is telling you. But then the reality is that, honestly, based on all the things that I know about all the issues that we have with natural gas in Europe, like the huge dependence on Russia, like countries like Germany is like 45 up to almost 50% of all the
Austria,
gas that they
something
get,
ridiculous, yeah.
So whatever, you can see there that Norway, for them is huge, the amount that they export, but it has been already there for all the time, so it seems that they don't have a lot of capacity to increase that. The North Sea in general, I'm thinking about UK, Netherlands, etc. Also, they are at full capacity. They cannot do more at this time. And one of the things that people need to understand that is really important is that, of course, there is way more gas, under the North Sea, but these things takes time. Like if you
You
want
cannot exploit
to,
a field like this
yeah,
in a year.
for too
no,
long.
not even in 2. We can think about, let's say, 3 years as something very realistic. And some of them you will find the gas that you expect, and some of them, like for example, for the Q11B, you won't. So those things are something to consider. My
Also,
expectation is that the gas is not gonna go down in 2022, probably not in
No.
2023.
Yeah.
And if
Because
that happens, and I am right, the price of 450, pence right now is just stupid. I mean, it's
also
gonna be way more.
the problem is that to do these explorations, to do these drillings, you have to invest and prepare them with years of advance. And Europe has been spending less and less time, money, and effort on doing this.
Yeah.
We can restart the industry now in the North Sea, in Norway, wherever we want.
Yeah,
It's
but
not,
the
it's, it's
problem,
not going to show results in a year or 2 or 3. If we start
Yeah.
today, it's going to start showing results in 3 or 4 years. So the market is going to keep in tension. The market is going to still be as tight as elastic band. So
and the
when are we going
company
to see
that
this 14 again? No, not soon.
no, not soon.
No, I mean, I
No, we
think,
will pay.
I said that months ago. The cheap gas in Europe is over for years. Over. That's just simply not there.
Copy. The prices of 80, 100 euros are not sustainable, but
But
they
there are.
are. But there are. And
Yeah.
the question is that the economy, the European economy, is being destroyed. Is dying. We are not seeing it today, but that will be clear in a month or
No,
in 3 months.
I was very clear that we are in stagflation, and that's
Yeah,
gonna kill Europe. I mean,
this
it's
is
that
killing
way,
Europe.
So it is
But
what
we
it
need
is.
the
This is,
gas. Without
yeah.
the gas,
The lights
we
go off.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
well,
we
without the
are
gas,
paying.
is just that even like the stock market wouldn't be your concern. Like there would be way more terrible things that could happen. So even with a huge recession, this is not negotiable. You need the gas. I mean, the full stop. And that's it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there have
And
been
so
many politics in Europe, that they have been telling and lying, to the people, saying that there were other ways to do it, and the reality is that there is no other way, simply no other way. So that's it.
coal,
If there
coal.
is another way, it's not going to take a year or 2.
No,
Yeah, and this is very, very important. Like Nord Stream 2. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail, but like the gas that we are, taking to Europe is going through, well, many different pipelines, but the key ones are Nord Stream and the one from Jamal. But the Jamal is that is going through Ukraine. So after 2014 and all the issues there between, and all the problems between Russia and Ukraine, they decided to create and to build the Nord Stream 2, that is basically following the Nord Stream 1. I'm putting the gas into Germany without going through Ukraine. Well, what happened with the war? I was very clear that the first thing that they were gonna do is just to remove, and take out the Nord Stream 2, and that's dramatic for Europe because it was already built, like it was ready. Like today they could get gas through that if they. But you always need to bet, against any odds of logic of European politicians, and that's what I tend to do, and the results are amazing.
It's the
So
best bet.
yeah,
yeah. It's
Always the best
important
bet.
to say that Finland, Germany, Austria, Netherlands, and France have paid the 50%
Yeah,
of
it
the
was not
Nord
only
Stream 2.
Russia that was
yeah, no,
No,
putting
no,
money
Russia
they
was
for.
really smart because they had the money for sure, for Gazprom to do it like 100% of the project. but
For
there
sure.
Russians were really smart and said, because I know how these things works, so I want to share here the profits, but also the risk. So 50% was from Gazprom and 50% was from European companies. So now when they are saying no to Nord Stream 2, it's not that all the pain is coming to Gazprom and to Russia, but half of the pain is even for Europe, which if you think about it, we are very good. I mean, we are experts on
Yeah.
self-inflicting payment to us. So
But because of the prices of gas, Nord Stream 2 is peanuts for Gazprom now. They have paid five. The cost, the whole cost was 10,000 million, and
Yeah.
they are earning 4,000 a year in 2021, I think.
Yeah.
So peanuts.
How much are they making in a month like this with the prices?
Oof, absolutely crazy
I
money.
mean, well, think about it. We have just two fields, small ones, and we are doing 1.5 million a day.
Imagine what
that's
Gazprom is doing. Yeah.
So Gazprom is doing what, 100 times what we are doing?
more,
I don't know. Just to give you a number. I mean, you
even
can just bet.
even more, even more.
Yeah, you can just bet about it. So it's completely
Insane.
crazy. Yeah. So capital allocation for me, this is key. And the capital allocation here is going to be very clear. We are, as we said at the beginning, we are at a point where the gas price is really, really high prices today. So what he's going to do is try to make deals today, because that means that we are making the money today. And that sounds stupid, but it's really important, And this is why the focus is not, for example, to spend a lot of capex, on things that will go online, let's say in 2023 or even 2024. And the priority is to buy things today. So that is very, very important. And as I said, dividends are likely in 2023, but it's not something that I am expecting now.
He'll rather spend that money on New Deal.
Exactly. It's going to be deals, and deals after deals. And it's the way that it should be. And another important thing is that there is some optionality, very, very important, and we will see later on the deal with Total. But like things like the the M fields, for example, it's not that just that the price high of the gas, is that the governments are going to be so pressure, to increase the capacity on the North Sea, that will help us with a lot of permits and a lot of things that we need. So that is also something that is not that tangible in terms of money, but is something that we should consider.
Mhm.
And here we are. What can we say, Cypress, about this?
The last deal.
Oof. This is amazing. Oh. This is amazing because of the facility we have bought. I think that is a present that has made total true for us.
So describe the deal like in short detail.
Yeah,
We bought a facility, as you said, and we bought what have we bought with this new deal? It's like quite recent.
we bought the production that is already being extracted in 3 fields: Lagan, Tormor, and Edrador. We have acquired a facility to treat the gas. The gas is not clean when it is extracted, and you have to clean it, and we get other gases or mercury, for example.
Sulfur, for example, right?
Exactly, sulfur. You can.
Yeah, there are other
have to
gases,
extract
on top of natural gas
yeah.
that is mixed, and you need to separate
butane,
them,
pentane. And we have also the rights in other 2 fields. One of them is small, but it's easy to put to start
online.
production, to put online. And the other, which will take a little more time, it's very, very big. Very, very
It's
big.
huge. The other one is huge.
Huge in Kistos terms, okay?
Exactly.
For Total,
comparing to the asset that we have already in production, it's bigger, smaller,
It's way bigger.
Way bigger. Okay, that's
three times bigger.
Easy.
Times bigger.
Close to 3 times bigger. We
Yeah,
can
there,
with the Bendriac field online. Kistos will double its production
It's
of
production.
today's production. Yeah.
yeah. So just, I mean, just to give an idea on what will happen here, so we closed the deal. Let's say, I think it was January, like end of January, something like that. But the key on this kind of deals is the effective date. So the effective date of acquisition, it was from the 1st of January of 2022. We need to
Boom.
pay 125 million, okay, dollars, not even euros or pounds, dollars, okay. But you are paying them in June, okay. So
What
you are
means?
paying total in June, but you are getting the money that they are making there from 1st January 2022.
Because it's the
So
effective date.
exactly, so we are at a point where prices are that crazy that we are gonna have end of June more money in that balance than the one that we are paying.
Oh man,
So they
come
are
on,
paying us. They
man.
are paying us to get their assets. That's great.
Yeah, so total is gonna tell us, hey, you need to give me 125 million, and we are gonna say, oh wait, let me open here. Oh, there are 150 million. Just take this 125,
And you're paid.
and I will
And
take the
here's a tip.
25,
And
and
here's a tip, my friend.
we are fine, And then on
I
top of
think
that, there are another 40 million that there were, contingent depending on the
Well, 40
price
million
of.
and a lot of assets are producing.
Yeah,
And they
no,
keep
but 40
producing after
million,
June.
40 million that we can pay them on top of those 125 million.
Oh,
That is
yeah, the extra.
depending on the price of the gas, So for sure, we are gonna pay those 40 million happily paying that.
happily
But
pay.
then again, you are paying the 40 million at 31st. Sorry, in January. So you are paying in January 40 million, where
January
maybe
next year.
you are making during these 6 months.
January.
After you paid in June, maybe you made, let's say, 150 to 200 million, and you will pay them 40.
Okay.
And on top
Oh,
of
it's okay.
that, you have that asset producing that you got for free, basically, because you paid with the same asset. You have that kind of a small, if we can call it that way, asset, that the capex shouldn't be that much. You have that huge asset, where for sure you will need to put a lot of capex, but what you can get there from there is going to be simply amazing. But on top of that, you have 20% on that gas production plan, that we said
That
that we
this is
have,
amazing, man.
you know
This is amazing.
in Scotland. And the funny part about that is that around that field there are other fields that they are not necessarily from
Yeah.
us. The problem
The
there is that, the problem there is that if they need to take that, if they want to take that gas out, they need to use our plant. There is no other way,
yeah. And
so yeah.
most of the gas resources that the UK have are close to that
Field.
station, to that facility. Okay? In Scotland is where the most of the resources, gas resources for the next years of the UK are there.
Yeah.
So they're
So
going to have to pay us for the use of the
yeah,
facility.
Yes, they will need to pay us, and I think that when they built that facility, it was like 700 million, something like that, or 800 million, something like that.
700
Okay,
million.
so let's say
Hmm.
700. We have 20% of that, so it would be 140 million. Like the
yeah,
price of that, just of
Just the facility.
yeah,
Just 20% of that
okay,
facility.
yeah.
yeah.
Let's say
But the thing,
100 million in pounds. Okay, so
the
basically what I'm telling you is that the value of the plant, the value of the plant, like the 20% that we have, for me, it's more than the 125 million US
yeah,
dollars that we are paying.
for me too. But we have to talk about the bad part of this facility. If we don't develop the next fields, and there are no other companies that start production in a field close to that plant, the plant will have to close.
Exactly,
it
but
won't
that's the
be-
This
thing
is
that now
important to.
the UK government was very clear that they are gonna be helping, like exploration companies to get the gas out because they need gas, so they
Well, because
need
they
to
need it. They
promote
want
that.
energetic sovereignty.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing that for sure there are a lot of companies now that there will be interesting to take the gas online, from that area, which means that the plant, that we have probably will be surviving, not just because of us, because also we have those assets around that we said, but yeah, I mean, this is a steal. I mean, just, I mean, you are getting things for free.
uh,
Everybody loves
and
that, right? I
No,
mean,
they
like,
pay you to get the things
yeah,
out.
yeah.
so it's just amazing, honestly. It's just amazing, the deal, and I think that people, that moment that we were in 440 and the share price went down to 330, people didn't understand how good the deal it was. I mean, and I said the people, not myself, because I was very clear that the deal was so good.
Well, you
You
bought
know?
more.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
I,
We have
I,
here the key
Me too.
details. Yeah, we have the terminal. You can see it below. In fact, there is a picture, a nice picture there. You can see, the Setlang gas plant. So we have 20% of that gas plant, basically. And you have there the money that we paid. We are taking out around 6,000 barrels a day.
Capi,
The
don't you
emissions
think
are
that
very low.
we have to the people that Rock Rose is also a partner here with Kistos and Total?
Well, the
I think
company
that
is
it's
still
something
online,
interesting.
of course, because they got bought.
Yes, I mean, Rock Rose, which means Andrew Austin in another life, it's another partner there. So that is something that makes me feel really, really confident, because it means that they know the assets really well. The problem here with these kind of things is that those assets, you have an estimation on what you can have there, but until you don't do all the drilling and all the rigs, etc., you don't really know. But
But they
they
know that area.
they were part of that because it was, or Rockros was already there. So I am very, very confident, and I think that here Richard Benmore, the wizard, I think that he could, provide a lot of input. So yeah, this is just top class. I mean, there is no other way to define this deal. It's just stealing pairs, just top class. And well, you can see there the kind of production that you have, and just to be clear, that is the gross production for everybody, but we have 20% of that, just to be clear. The great lag, and this is what you were saying, that those are the things that can come online, without considering like the big one, but if we add the Glendronach, it's gonna help, to increase the gas that we are taking
It will
out.
double the production.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
big
exactly.
field.
No,
And then we have the 25% on Benriach. That is the big one.
This is
like,
is the big one.
yeah.
Glendronach is very
talking about-
important
yeah.
to have gas during 2027. With
Yeah.
gas in 2027, we don't have to close the plant, and in 2028, Benriach will start to produce, and that would be a huge money. If everything goes right, that would be huge money.
Yeah, but then you have Benriach, 25%, and we are talking here that it would be 17,000 barrels, for Kistos. Yes, for Kistos. Just to give you an idea, we are doing 6,000 barrels now with Total, and we are doing what, like 11,000 barrels in Netherlands, something like that. Asking, are you there, Thibres? No, Thibres is not there.
Thibres?
But
No,
we
I
love
have
him.
I
Okay.
had I I I had some problems with the audio. Sorry.
Okay, now
What
we
did
still
you
love
ask?
you.
But you're back.
It's okay. So yeah, it's gonna be huge. I mean, you can see it there in the graph, below. Like you can see the different levels. So if that is happening, it's gonna be crazy. Because we don't have 20 but 25% there, so it's even better. So yeah, we will see how it goes.
So
Here we have our own model in terms of based on the price of the gas. It's funny, because there the gas was when we did this, some months ago, it was
it's 15.
70%,
Yeah.
but the price went even more crazy, crazier than that. But for me, the modeling, is there is people that is like focusing a lot on this. For me, this is not important at all, I must say, because yeah, we are making a ton of money. I mean, who cares if it's 1.5 or 1.4 million? We know that we are dirty cheap. We know that we have the best management, and the only question is if we have enough Kistos. And the answer is clear: no. I mean,
Also,
we never have
but
enough.
it's important. I think that it's very important to remember that this investment with prices of the gas on the range of 20 would be a
was still
great
good, of
investment.
course.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
still good. The thing is that with that kind of amazing prices, Mr. Austin didn't have to dilute us, didn't have to take debt, so he's working free. That's
The
great.
plan, like the development plan he had, that was like a 5-year plan, if I remember correctly. There was like a Bible of the project, it was like a 5-year plan. He has money to pay for every cost that was on that plan, and he still has something to spare. So now, as the press said, not only we don't have to get any debt, we don't have to get indebted at all. We don't have to raise any kind of capital. It's like we are swimming in money to make more deals, accelerate the plan even faster, and even make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Knowing
Exactly.
how this guy works and knowing how good he is with capital allocation, the worst thing you can do is give him a lot of money.
That's
So
the crazy thing that people do not understand. Like, I mean, he started with 30 million. Okay, he bought the assets from Tulip with 30 million. Then of course leveraging with debt, etc. Whatever. But like, the important thing is not making 1.5 million a day. The important thing is like what this guy can do with 200
One,
million. I mean, he's gonna buy Cell, and he's gonna buy BP, and then he's gonna buy Iberdrola, and he's just gonna buy everything. So that's the important thing, because now here we are like kind of freaks, talking about these assets and the other assets. I mean, this guy is gonna come in 2 or 3 months with another deal, and it's gonna be fucking crazy. And the
do
Capi
you
will
think
tell
that this
you
time
this is crazy, and people is like, no, wait, Capi, I need to read these 300 pages just to be sure, and then after 1 month that they read everything, they say, oh yeah, Capi, you were right, it's fucking crazy.
I think target this time is Buckingham Palace?
Well, they are opening, by the way, a tube station in Buckingham Palace, so I am suspecting, if he invested there, or
if they find
maybe
some
it's part
gas while
of
they're
our
digging,
assets,
well, they're
it's
digging
part
for
of our
the.
assets, and we discover, that we are owning the Buckingham Palace tube station, something like that.
No, but I mean,
So
they are going to be digging for the tube station. They can find some gas in there, and he'll just buy it.
yeah, and oh yeah, and yeah, this is done, and I'm
The
not gonna
Queen
even
can
stop in these
pay.
numbers. The only thing I'm gonna say is that in our Discord we have this amazing channel of Kistos where you have really good information, but more importantly, you have a lot of fun. That for me is at
All the
this point,
memes.
yeah. So yeah, we have our own model with all the one Excel, huge Excel with all the money that we are making every day based on the price on the TTF and also the equivalent in UK. But that doesn't matter. We are here,
Yeah.
or I am here at least for Phenomenal, and I will stay here until he stays. And when he's doing another SPAC, I'm gonna put money there like crazy, and that's it.
Will
That's life.
sell when he sells, right?
Yeah, that's life.
Please feel welcome in our Discord server because we have an English-speaking channel to share all the memes and all the data about Kistos. We're going to put the description in the description of this video. We're going to put a link to it.
If you subscribe our channel in YouTube, will be great too.
It will be a great help. We are going to be
Great help for
making
us.
updates in English for, well, Kistos, of course, because it's our flagship and other companies we follow. Probably less frequently than we do for our Spanish, the part of the channel, let's say, but we want to keep at least important positions updated for everyone that is an English speaker.
Yeah, for us, speaking English is for me it's an effort. For both for Yuen and Cappy is very easy because they spend
Well,
a lot of time there.
we are unfortunate and we have to work for American companies. So yes,
Yeah, life is hard.
that's really hard.
So we can stop here because I really want to go to sleep, honestly.
It is late here. I hope this was useful. Please let us know what you think about this in the comments. It's the first time we make a video in English. We have been making videos in Spanish for a year. I can feel, and people that speak both languages are going to tell you that we are less funny in English than in Spanish, because we think we characterize ourselves for speaking about like really serious investments, but like in a more colloquial, in a less formal tone than maybe other analysts, because our investments are serious. Probably we aren't.
That's so true. So
That's so
yeah,
true. That's
everybody
our
take
motto.
care, and any feedback is welcome. And hopefully, if people like it, we will make more videos in English.
Let us know what you think of this in the comments of this video. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
Good night, and go steal
good
some
night.
pears, guys.